I survived, guys. Day one ended. I'm going to go and get some food now. But if you want to know what I'm talking about, let's rewind. So I am sitting waiting for my tuk-tuk to the pier. Come with me. Be careful. Car. So all started well, and those tuk-tuks go pretty darn fast, don't they? Anyway, we headed to the pier. So my tuk-tuk took me here to, that wasn't intentional, sorry, which is to the pier, and we just need to take a short ride across the river before we get the tourist ferry. You can see it's just literally just over there, and then I'm going to pick up the tourist ferry and go for a little wander. I think perhaps I might go to the flower market. So the main sort of ferry terminal building there, which is just to the right when you get off that sort of ferry that crosses the river, can be a bit confusing because there's lots of vendors selling different trips up the river, but you want the express boat or tourist boat, and there's a map that tells you where the different attractions and places of interest are, so you know where to go. And I've got the orange line to the flower market, hopefully. So, for someone who's a bit of a panicker and anxious person, we've been stuck in this river for about 10 minutes and the boat's broken down. So, we're now going to another one. As you can hear everyone cheering, it's just pulled alongside. So then there was a bit of pandemonium that followed whilst they tried to secure the other boat to this boat a little bit precariously. And then we all had to kind of clamber off and onto the other rescue boat, which was interesting. I would actually recommend a trip up the river because there's lots of sights on the way that you can see. So even if you didn't get off the boat, there's this beautiful Wat Arun, which is the Temple of the Dawn, and that looked amazing on both trips there and back. You also pass Icon Siam, which is a huge shopping centre that I didn't go to this time. So that was interesting because the second boat, the rescue boat, doesn't announce where it's stopping at all, except with loud whistles like that. So anyway, I better get off this floating pontoon thing. Luckily, I had a very lovely lady who I asked if this was the stop to the flower market, which is where I'm headed. It's not been an easy trip, this one. My little amble, whatever you call it. I'm actually totally lost. But it doesn't matter, does it? Because we're adventuring, right? We're adventuring, and we have Rescue Remedy in my bag. So I have ended up here, which I believe is the Grand Palace. As spectacular as that looks, I don't think I'm going to go in today, but I'm going to get a mango smoothie and reassess where I'm going. So sometimes, guys, you just have to sit and reassess and take a moment. I've got my £1.64 mango smoothie. I've asked the very nice lady where the flower market is, and all is good. We don't have to panic. Don't have to panic, okay? All is fine. Right, I'm going to enjoy this, sit down, compose for a moment, and meet you at the flower market. You go ahead if you want to, or sit here for a while with me. And then amid the tuk-tuks and the fruit sellers and the street food, you find the sign that says flower market, and that's where we're headed. And smell of flowers mixed with street food is amazing. And look at this beautiful dog. Look at these.
เอาเลยลูกจับได้จับเลยจับของมือน้องหน่อย
อันนี้มืออันนู้นนะ So stretching all the way down here are fruit stalls and flower shops. We're going to cross over in a minute and go back to where it said flower market, or we're going to get waylaid. Please don't let me buy anything because I'm already over my baggage limit. We're just looking, okay? We're just looking, unless it's edible, in which case that doesn't count. Right, I think I'm going to venture across this road and get across to the flower market. So in fact, the actual flower market went straight across the road, so it was on both sides. And it's just full of all these mainly orange looking, they look like marigold heads. I don't know if they are marigolds because I'm not that great on plants. But there was just so many flowers here, and they were making them into all these like little bracelet things, ornament things, absolutely anything you could think of, and so cheap when you think how much flowers are at home. Anyway, I am going to sort of show you around the market and without talking so you can have a look. They also had herb places, so the herb places smelt so fresh of all these like herbs that they were preparing. But look at these, just bags and bags of whatever they are. And then in other areas there's all the vegetables and bananas and herbs. And these herbs smell absolutely amazing. Oh gosh, not amazing again, but it smells so fresh. And these were roses, I believe, but each individual bud had this little stockinette over it, just to keep it sort of together, I suppose, until people got them home and opened them. And these were the little bracelets I was talking about, and these other little flower things that look like sweets. So cleverly made, and some of the petals and buds were so tiny. And have you ever seen this? It's a bouquet of flowers vending machine. How cool is that? You can tap your card, pay your money, make your choice, and take your flowers, I guess, any time of day. That's amazing. That's so good. And then I headed back, and I found it really interesting to find all the school children just buying their food from the street markets there, the street sellers, and also from the back of a van. It just goes to show how delicious the street food is everywhere throughout Thailand. And my street food video is coming. So with that beautiful temple behind me, which I believe is Wat Arun, I'm heading back to the ferry. Exhausted again. And then I got off at the pier that the tuk-tuk dropped me. dear God, she's only booked a Grab motorbike home. Is this a good idea? Dear Lord, it's got to get me there quicker though, right? If it gets me there. Should be here in a minute. Wish me luck. Do I look scared? Slightly. But it's fine. So we're on it. He has a helmet. I don't have a helmet. And here's a quick tip. Don't film yourself like this, like I did, because if you see, I can see myself in his wing mirror, which means he probably can't see anything behind him except for me with my camera. Not a good idea, Wendy. So that's the end of day one, and I'm really looking forward to day two. So I have a trip tomorrow, and it's one I'm really looking forward to. So don't miss the next episode, because hopefully you'll enjoy it as much as I'm hoping that I will. Take care. Bye.